to the political revolution. Can't you feel the night?
Blackout news, straight from Brooklyn with our friends Grizzly Bear.
Of every major religion on earth, whether it is Christianity or Judaism or Islam or Buddhism or whatever it may be, and that is that at the end of the day, love trumps hatred.
Yeah? So you started a fire, it's burning all across the world. You're responsible for this. And I thank you on behalf of everybody who can be here and who can physically partake. Thank you so much. From my head, from the top of my head right down to my toes. From the front to my head to my waist, I'm in a ready from my nose. Turn in your face and then out in the nation.
Sometimes it's okay to shoot for the political revolutionary moonshot. In fact, the only good things that have come in this country have come because of political revolutionary moonshots. From an 8-hour workday to no child labor, from LGBT rights to women's suffrage, from the civil rights movement to freeing the slaves were all revolutionary moonshots. The birth of this nation is from a revolutionary moonshot. The people who say that it cannot be done, please move out of the way of the people who are doing it. And a few years from now, when our children ask, what did you do and what were you doing when the birth of this revolutionary moonshot came? I'm here today to say that we want to look them in the eye with pride and say, we felt the burn, baby! Are any occupiers in the house occupy Wall Street? Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
We want!
We want!
We believe!
We believe!
In the revolutionary moonshot!
Revolutionary moonshot!
Change the way we think the environment. Not just change how we run the world. Everyone wants to feel it family. Everyone wanna live in war. Poor ones that are overhead, poor those are wicked and unstrong. Burning and realist, 60 states and every territory can feel it. I can sing it all night, but because they run all right. What we say, New York, can you feel the burn? Can you feel it? And can you feel it now? Feel the burn from the top of my head right down to the nail from my toe. Feel the burn from the pants to my belt to my shirt and the inner every stitch of my clothes. Feel the burn. There's a nation that I'm in the nation that's hearing a word of the day. All the things that you do, burn it down. Yeah.
To preserve clean water, we're not going to do that with fracking. We've got to get rid of that. need to know that there will be clean drinking water for them and their kids in the years to come. We have got to stand up to the fossil fuel industry and say fracking is eliminated all across this country. We have got to understand that leaving this planet healthy and habitable for our children and our grandchildren is a moral issue. And we have got to tell the fossil fuel industry that their short-term profits are not more important than the future of this planet. And we have got to listen to the scientific community who tells us we have got to be bold and aggressive now in transforming our energy system. That I have introduced the most comprehensive climate change legislation in the history of the United States Senate. And that legislation includes a tax on carbon. We need to end the so-called war on drugs. Millions of Americans have received police records for possession of marijuana. And that is why I have legislation in and will make happen as president, removing marijuana from the federal Controlled Substance Act. Our job is to give kids jobs, not guns. And that is why together we are going to transform our national priorities. We're going to rebuild inner cities in this country.
The sign is a quote from the Bible. I'm a Christian. I'm voting for Bernie Sanders because I see more of Jesus in him than I've seen of any presidential candidate I've seen in my life. And you know what this verse says, and you can read it. If you apply this to modern times, I think that has a lot to do with the corporate greed that's going on in our country. And you know, the people at the 1% are getting tax breaks while working class people are getting poorer and poorer. And I think that's injustice. And my name's Anthony Morrow. I'm voting for Bernie Sanders.
I think he's the best candidate there is right now.
Yeah, it seems like he's carrying on your legacy.
Yes, absolutely. That's why we came back from the dead specifically to endorse Bernie Sanders for president.
We had the New Deal, but Bernie Sanders is the real deal.
Thanks for being traitors to your class when it was required.
Thank you.
No problem.
So many people are not able to vote because they were not registered as a Democrat, and they didn't. And there's so many people that can't vote, and it's messed up, and we have to change it. And today's message to you is that even though you might have taken our votes now, we're going to get them back. And the spirit of New York is voting for you, Bernie. That's it.
When we stand up,
When we stand up
to the elite, we will be taller than Wall Street. There's someone to be in that number.
when we stand up to the elite. Number 8.
So let's educate and make it free. And make it free. Free kids to university. Well, I want to be in that number.
Bernie Sanders newspapers and stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my brother had who could had a sticker off. Who could give away the most Bernie Sanders stickers the fastest, and I won.
I like Bernie because he's gonna make our generation better than the next generation.
Right.
Than the last. I like that he's gonna raise the minimum wage because now families will actually be able to survive with essentials and a little bit more instead of having to strive like 24/7 just trying to figure out a way to get money.
A vote for Bernie is a vote for actual change, a change in terms of how politics is funded, how politics can affect our lives in a positive way, in a way in which it actually supports and empowers people that are taxpayers, that are able in this new society under Bernie to be able to actually say to themselves, wait a minute, my taxpayer dollars are actually going towards infrastructure, towards...
This is a campaign that is on the move. In America, racism will not be part of what this country is about.
I believe that we will win.
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 I think there's a difference between corporate media and the media because we do have social media, and social media is showing us that everyday people are supporting Bernie Sanders or whichever candidate they want. Then you look at corporate media and they have selected the candidate of their choice. And they have the power to tell us how we think. But they can't tell us how we think. And I think it's important for us to understand that if we stand together, we can really fight for the issues that we care about.
This is the Bernie Sanders bandana?
Yes. It has all Bernie's talking points. It's like a condensed Bernie speech. I wanted to make something for Bernie that was of substance, that said more than just Bernie. So I'll read a little of it to you.
Thank you.
When black, white, brown, and indigenous people stand up for justice, we win. When gay and straight people stand together, we win. Wage a moral and political war against billionaires and corporate leaders whose policies and greed are destroying the middle class.
Tell me about your paper. Well, this was put out by the people who put out The Independent and the Occupy Wall Street Journal, and we raised money to print hundreds of thousands of copies, and we're pushing them out all over the city. Also, we sent them upstate as far as Syracuse. We really think that with a really big push, we can make a difference in the Battle of New York, and that Bernie can win. So we got literally thousands of dollars in fundraising and crowdsourcing. We think that if we push these out all over the city, it's going to really make a difference. We're hitting the subways, we're hitting the streets. We're trying to hit not just places where people are already supporting Bernie. We're trying to get people here to take copies home to distribute out in their neighborhoods when they're tabling. We want to get it out everywhere.
So yeah, we're selling these posters for the campaign. My girlfriend designed that, and my good buddy Anthony designed that. And in Washington Square Park, we raised over $1,200 selling these posters that's being donated to the campaign. So
through your vote, you have incredible power. Incredible power to bring about a new kind of leadership for our nation and our future. It's an awesome thing. The stakes are very high. Now is the time to act. Stand with me, choose Bernie Sanders to be our next president and Commander-in-Chief. Thank you for your support for Senator Sanders. Aloha!
I just hugged the man who shook the hand of the Pope. I am so happy to be here today to introduce to you the man who is beholden to no one except the people.
Can you feel the love? country on earth. Everyone. The UK, France, Germany, Italy, Holland, Scandinavia, Canada. I live 50 miles away from Canada. All of these countries have managed to provide health care to all people as a right. We are the only ones who have not accomplished that.
Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right.
This is what democracy looks like.
I participated in Democracy Spring this past weekend, and I was a part of a sit-in that was the climate justice themed day of Democracy Spring. Over 1,200 people have been arrested in just 7 days as part of Democracy Spring and Democracy Awakening. So I believe it's the most arrests at the Capitol since at least the Vietnam War. And one of the things I think has been most powerful is that it's been a super intersectional movement. It's bringing together economic justice activists, racial justice activists, economic justice, labor unions. It's been nonpartisan, actually, all working to get money out of politics and ensure that this election is a fair election.
Quite a telling quote, my friend.
Yes, said in about 100 AD, so you know, times don't change. We've swung back into this horrible oligarchy system again.
Right.
Lots of reasons to vote for Bernie, but the big one for me in New York is fracking.
Right.
Yeah, gas is not a transition bridge fuel, it's just code for 20 more years of gas.
Blowing up the water supply.
Yeah, so fracking is my deal breaker.
Hillary's been all about fracking.
Well, she's been pushing it all over the world, yeah. And doing it safely is code for no regulations, pretty much.
If a police officer breaks the law, that officer must be held accountable. Police departments reflect the diversity of the communities they represent, in which lethal force is the last response, not the first response, is that our gay brothers and sisters do not have the right to be married. I disagree. No president, not Bernie Sanders or anyone else, can do it alone. The only way we make real change is when we stand together. He'll do it all. You are mistaken. Can't be done. Wall Street, corporate America, the corporate media, the wealthy campaign donors are so powerful. No president alone can do what has to be done. And what has to be done is that millions of people have got to stand up and demand that we have a government that represents all of us, not the 1%. And this is a movement where people understand why it is that we are not addressing the real issues facing our country, and that is we have a corrupt campaign finance system. You cannot have a super PAC raise many millions of dollars from Wall Street or special interest and then tell the American people with a straight face that you're going to stand up to the big money interest.
These oligarchies got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These oligarchies got to go.
Welcome to Bernie Blackout News. We're here in the midst of a love revolution disguised in politics.
This is a sign that I made because Brooklyn is on fire for this movement. And I'm not pro Bernie against everybody else. I'm pro everybody coming back together. And that's it. We have to find a way to coexist in this country with respect and love and peace.
I don't know what that means, but it says something important about what's up with Bernie, I think.
It's because this movement is about kindness and about including everybody.
Right, heart. Welcome to Bernie Sanders News, here from Franciscan Action Network. Says hello, and St. Francis, we love you, of course. greatest advocate of fierce spiritual attitudes and love. Among the Franciscans, they say there's only 2 rules. The first rule is there are no rules. The second rule is you can't break the rules. I thought that was very clever. We're in Little Italy, which is near where the march was today for the Bernie Saturday Bernie March ahead of the primary in New York, and it was a beautiful day. The footage you see shows incredible movement that's building, that's not even just about the politics anymore, but is a deep connection to some already existing movements, as expressed beautifully by the Battle for New York, which was put out by some of our friends from Occupy Wall Street and others, that shows that it's possible to make your own news in a world gone mad, that it's important to tell the truth, you know, and make media, and that's what we're trying to do, Bernie Blackout News.
Into the political revolution.